Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. It's me, it's Paul, otherwise known as Optibotimus. I hope everybody's doing terrific today. Now, as the title up there says, this is my review slash rant of the new 2014 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie. I just got back from seeing it. I'm going to let you know right now I'm going to do my absolute best to avoid spoilers, but I can't guarantee that I am. So if you're worried about it, don't even bother watching this video. Stop, don't watch it, come back at a later time. Don't even leave a comment if you haven't been able to watch this video, because people are going to watch this, or people are not going to watch this, and they're just going to randomly talk about stuff. And I don't like that. One thing that I first want to talk about, I'm going to kind of rant a little bit. I am absolutely annoyed at how many people still refer to this as a Michael Bay movie. It's not. It is produced by Michael Bay because his digital effects company, Platinum Dunes, is the one who works on the visual effects. That's why he's a producer. He's not even an executive producer. And in addition to him being a producer, there are 5 other guys, I think. There's like a total of 6 producers attached to this. So I wish people would stop with that. It frustrates me to no end. It's kind of like blaming... Oh, I just dropped my Krang figure. It's like blaming Steven Spielberg for the Transformer movies. He had a little bit more. He was an executive producer, I guess, so you could at least have a little bit more blame for Steven Spielberg, but it drives me nuts, and people will automatically want to hate this movie because it's Michael Bay, and Michael Bay killed my childhood! You sound like G. Whiners. And that's what I call people who complain about the Transformer movie because it's not like G1. I call them G-Whiners. I am a huge Ninja Turtles fan. Huge. I grew up with it. It's a franchise that is near and dear to my heart. I've always loved Ninja Turtles. I've always loved Transformers, things like that. So I am thrilled that this movie has come out. I just got back from, well, I ate lunch. I watched the movie this morning, and then I ate lunch, and I just got back. So this movie I liked more than I liked Transformers, Age of Extinction. I would probably say I liked it more than Guardians of the Galaxy. And the only reason why I say that is because I actually know... I really loved Guardians of the Galaxy, don't get me wrong. But I don't know the characters as intimately as I know the Ninja Turtles. So for me, Ninja Turtles, if I'm not going to give the movie a 10, but if Ninja Turtle or if Guardians of the Galaxy is like an 8, then Ninja Turtles is an 8.5 for me, just because I know the characters and I can just recognize them instantly even more. The story is what I mean. I was very hopeful when I saw a lot of the trailers. They made me smile. They made me laugh. Those were just the trailers for it, and it got me excited about the movies. And that's a very dangerous thing, because if you get excited a lot of times, you start building it up in your mind, and it can let you down. I'm very happy to say that for me, it nailed everything that I could possibly want in a Ninja Turtle film. The characters were very true, I felt, to their classic representations. I mean, I guess this could be a spoiler, I don't know. But again, if you're watching this, I warned you not to. Michelangelo cracked me up. He was hilarious. Everything that I loved about Mikey was in this version of Michelangelo. Donatello was a geek. He was nerdy. He displayed that many, many times. I love that. Raph, hot-headed, short fuse, just that same type of Raph that we've known and loved, Leonardo, the responsible kind, the leader of the group, all of them were there. Splinter, the wise one, who is taking care of his family, his children. April, Megan Fox. Megan Fox is Megan Fox. I was before even seeing this, I wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt. I didn't think that she was ever really given the chance to shine in a starring role. And as April O'Neil, a very integral part in Ninja Turtles, I thought she would have that chance. To me, she didn't stand out. Not that she's a bad actress or that she was a bad actress in this movie. I just kind of felt that she could have been replaced by anybody. So, to me, it didn't really matter that she was there. But I thought that the character was written very well. April O'Neil is a very driven, very, I don't want to say hard-nosed kind of person, but I mean she's very driven in her goals and her ambitions, and that was prevalent in this as well. Shredder was scary. He had an element to him that I think has been lacking in a lot of Shredders, with the exception of the new Nick Turtles, where you feel like Shredder could actually win. That was really very impressive to me. Now, the only thing that was, to me, a little off was Shredder's reasons for doing things. I don't remember the guy's name, but the guy that's working for Shredder seems to have a very clear reason why he's doing what he's doing, where Shredder's is a little bit more muddled. It's very possible that I just missed it when I was watching the movie, but it just, now after, it's like I'm trying to think back to why he was doing what he was doing, other than just being a bad guy. What were his goals, or what was his reasoning for doing what he did? A lot of times, the interactions between Splinter and Shredder in the past have given you the fuel for why Shredder does what he does. The origin is different slightly. This may get into some spoilers again, so forewarning. The story is told that April's father, in addition, I think his last name was Sachs. I don't remember his first name, though. So April's father and this guy are working together to create some kind of a mutagen, and there is a nod to the original being, or to the original stories, that it's an alien in origin, because when April is a little girl, she's going through the labs. She's experiencing all this stuff in the lab that her father and this Sachs guy are working on. While that is all happening, that's when we're introduced to the Turtles. Their subjects, their test subjects, are the 4 Turtles and Splinter. April actually names them in this, and April what I really liked about the origin in this was it plays into the theme about family throughout this whole movie, and that Splinter recognized how the family dynamic was between April and her father, and he imparted that onto his children, the Turtles, who he raised. I'm trying not to get into too many specifics, but that whole element, that family element, while the origin was a little bit different, to me, that's one of the biggest themes in Ninja Turtles, is the family dynamic. And that, I thought, was conveyed very nicely. It was a very fun movie. I was smiling, I was laughing, and that is what I wanted all this time. That's what I wanted in a Ninja Turtles movie. I absolutely adored this film. The characters, like I said, were just spot on. There is a scene that I really thought touched on why Raph is the way that he is, why he's always angry, why he's always just defensive with everything. They, more than any other history of the Ninja Turtles, they kind of expanded on that here in the movie, and I loved it. I thought that it was really well done. The Mikey element, there were some Michael Bay-ish moments with Michelangelo. There's jokes, things of that nature, but to me, it all fit because they're all fun-loving teenagers, and it worked. Everything fit so nicely together. The action sequences were really well done. They were very high energy. I totally dug them. There's no reason, I don't think, people that aren't fans of Ninja Turtles should not like this, other than preconceived notions about what they expect. Do the Turtles look weird? Absolutely. I'll right now, I'll tell you that they look weird. There isn't a definitive reason as to why they grow up and are humanoid looking in the previous cartoons and comics and things of that nature. It's because the last thing that they touched before they were mutated was a human, so they maintained, or they took on some of those traits. That's not really prevalent here, so there's no real definitive reason as to why they look the way they do. It's not something that bothers me, though. They do look different, but it's something that I'm able to get over because I enjoy the story and I enjoy the characters. To be absolutely honest, I never really liked the animation in the new Nick Turtles. It's grown on me because I love the characters. It's not something that I focus on anymore because I'm having so much fun with the characters. And this film was the exact same way. They are modernized. The Foot Soldiers, as I talked about in my review of the Foot Soldier, represent a terrorist organization. That's what they've always represented in my mind. People will complain, though, but it's like the Foot Soldiers in the original cartoon were little robots. So in the original movie, they were kids. I mean, the one thing that drives me nuts is so many nerds out there, and I use the term affectionately, but the problem with nerd movies nowadays, 9 times out of 10, are the nerds. They rage about this stuff, and they hold on to these elements that they grew up with as kids. Nothing about this movie makes the 90s Turtles or the 89 cartoon Turtles makes them go away. Nothing about this new movie does. Those franchises are still there. They're still part of our culture as being a Turtle fan. So it's not a replacement of those kind of things. It just enhances it and it brings new fans. And I'll tell you why I think that this movie, kids are going to love it. I was sitting there, 2 different things. There was this family. First of all, there was a lot of kids that were there, and I loved seeing it. And I'm talking kids, like 6, 7, 8-year-olds. And they were all there. They were having a blast. They were laughing at the jokes. They were cracking up halfway through the movie. And I don't remember what it was, but Mikey said something. And this little kid behind me, he wasn't in a movie theater, and he was just talking out loud, screams, "I love this movie!" I mean, as he was having a great time. That's one thing. That's what it's about. It's about getting those new fans into it and having fun. And that little boy did. And at the end of the movie, I know some people have complained about the new rap song, Shell Shocked, which it is what it is. But Turtle Power and Ninja Rap were never good songs. I'm sorry. They weren't. But rap songs have always been kind of attached to Ninja Turtles. And they put a new one in here called Shell Shock. If you haven't heard it, you can check it out. In the end credits, they're playing that song. And there was about four or five again, 6, 7-year-olds that were down by the up close seats when you're like this watching the movies, all the way down there, and they're dancing to the song, and they're throwing out ninja kicks, and they were just, again, having fun, and it was so incredible to see that. That's what I loved seeing. That's what I hope this movie does. It brings new fans into it that can have fun with the Ninja Turtles again. I mean, it's a completely different generation. It's not campy, goofy sort of humor that me, growing up watching the 80s cartoons, could appreciate. It's a different kind of sense of humor nowadays, and that's what this movie brought to it. And I loved it. There was 2 times in the movie that I got almost teary-eyed. I don't want to get into the scenes or anything, but there was twice that it hit me. It pulled on my heartstrings, and for me, it nailed what these turtles were about, and I absolutely loved the movie. Now, it's right now not doing very good on Rotten Tomatoes. A lot of reviews are panning it. There's some friends of mine that don't like it. And that's perfectly fine. I respect your opinions. I just disagree with it. There is a dialogue that always gets defensive when we're talking about these things. And people want their movies their way. They want Ninja Turtles to be what they want. And I don't want that. I don't want that at all. I want these little kids that I watched in this movie theater who had fun, that are sitting there dancing, to love the Turtles when they walk out of that movie theater. And I guarantee you, almost every single one of those kids that I saw that movie with today loved it. And they're going to want more. And that's what it's all about. So, those are my thoughts. That's also my rant. I think I did a pretty decent job of avoiding some spoilers. Get out there and see it, guys. Whether you like it or not, give it a chance. That's all I can say. Give it a chance. If you don't like it when you're done, that's perfectly fine. I respect everybody's opinions, but please have an educated and informed one. Don't just hate it because Michael Bay is a producer or Megan Fox is in it. There was one thing in there that I just kind of cracked up and laughed at in the movie because there was a dialogue between her and Whoopi Goldberg, her boss, and or wait, was it even that? No, it wasn't even that. But she said something like they're ninjas and they know karate, and I was just like, so stupid. But it was fun. It was wonderful. I hope you guys go out and check it out so that you can have an informed decision and not just listen to what other people have to say. And I hope you're able to have fun with it. Put your expectations aside. Go in there. Just sit down, enjoy it, try to have a good time. That's all I can ask for. So, those are my thoughts. That's my review on the new 2014 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie. Well done. That's all I can think of. It was very well done. So, until next time, guys, I want to thank you for tuning in. Hope you watched the whole video. I have not done my my Age of Extinction review yet. I probably will. I want to see it another time to get a full grasp of it. But, like I said, this one, home run. So, I'll talk to you guys later. Go out, enjoy yourself, and don't forget, Turtle Power.